Welcome to Beyond the Trail podcast. I'm your host, Dreama Walton, and it has been a while since I've had a pod. I think the last one was about a month ago, and I've been busy like hosting trail camps and sending my daughter off to school, so I'm back. And I'm here today with my friend, Heidi Allan.
Hello.
Heidi is an amazing athlete and human, and I can't wait to chat with her on this trail. Today we're on the Section 16 trail here in Colorado Springs. This is a trail that a lot of locals do. So if you're here in Colorado Springs, you know this trail. And if you're not, you're coming along with us for a new ride. So let's go.
I've never done it. So am I local after I do it?
Right. So Heidi, you live in Arizona, right?
Yeah, I live in Tempe, Phoenix area. So
Cool.
it's nice and hot there.
Yeah. So Heidi is pretty awesome. For those who know her, I'm sure you see all the cool stuff that she does. Why don't you just, kind of tell us about yourself a little bit?
Okay. Yeah, so I am an ultra runner like Dreama, but I also do a lot of other sports. I compete on the TV show American Ninja Warrior. I've been on it for 3 seasons, 13, 14, and 16. I'm waiting for a call back for season 17. Let's see if it happens. We're crossing our fingers. And then I do a lot of other hobbies on the side. I do parkour, I do rock climbing, biking, pretty much any outdoor sport you could think of, I probably do.
You're so awesome.
It's fun. It's just a fun life.
I'm really I have so many questions about American Ninja Warrior. I don't know. But as you know, I want this to be very back and forth. But yeah, there are a few things I want to ask you while we're out here. So let's just see how that goes.
Yeah. We got to get you out to a ninja gym.
Oh my God. You saw me rock climbing.
Should we see Dream at a ninja gym?
You saw me rock climbing yesterday. T-Rex arms.
It's all right. You're so strong. You once you learn the technique. Oh, dude, you'd crush it. You would.
Oh, thank you. We went climbing last night, and it was my first time in, I don't know, maybe 6 years. I guess we didn't climb, we bouldered, right?
Yeah, we bouldered, but which honestly is harder, I think, than sport climbing in a way. I think it's got a bigger learning curve if you're new to climbing.
Okay. Why?
Just because I think bouldering has a lot more gymnastic style moves. And so it's making you think different ways. You're looking more laterally than you are vertically a lot of the times. Whereas when you go do sport climbing, it's just, your route is right in front of you. So I think it's a little bit more intuitive to read a sport climb route.
Okay.
Than bouldering sometimes. Because bouldering, you got to get creative, You only have 15 feet to get to the top. You can't just go straight up and down all the time.
Right. God, you were hanging upside down at times. That was incredible.
It's fun. I like being a little monkey.
How did you get into the American Ninja Warrior?
I grew up always watching this show. I also grew up rock climbing and gymnastics, competing in both sports. And when I was applying, I remember being in my senior year of high school, and I just started calling myself the ninja climber.
Okay.
And somehow
manifesting.
I was literally manifesting I'm going to be on American Ninja Warrior one day.
Really?
Yeah. So when I was applying for colleges, I put in my college application that it was my dream to be on American Ninja Warrior.
Okay.
I don't even know how this idea got in my head. It just kind of popped in there. And then like within a couple months, I heard of a gym opening up in my area, like 10 minutes away from me.
Which was where?
It was in Lehigh, Utah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I heard about that and I was like, I have to go check this out. And then I kind of fell down the rabbit hole, you know, started going to the gym, training, and the rest is history. That was in 2018. And then I didn't compete until 2021 because at the time you had to be 21 years of age to compete. But the year that I got on, they decided to start letting teens on. So it's kind of funny. So I was 21.
Oh, okay.
When I competed.
Okay.
Yeah. But they like started letting teenagers on and I was like, I had to wait my time.
Oh, yeah.
But it gave me 3 years to build up my skills, which was needed. And it was super fun. My first year, I fell on balance. Second year, I got to the 5th obstacle. And then third year, I again fell on balance.
What does that mean?
So there's 6 obstacles on qualifiers.
Okay.
And the balance is always the 3rd obstacle. So I made about halfway every time. And then the way that you move on to like semis or finals, they take the top 5 women. And every year, I've always been number 6. Oh, it's been really, I've been like seconds away because the girls that will fall also fall in the same spot as me, but they've been just slightly faster than me.
Wow.
So I got to work on my speed. Maybe if I get on this year, maybe this will be my year I move on to semis.
What is like the age range for people on the show?
Now it's like you have to be 15.
Okay.
So 15 years of age to, I mean, like, there have been like 65 to 75 year olds competing on the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
If you have a story, like, it's like Jessie Graff's mom, I think she's in her late 60s maybe.
Okay.
And Jessie Graff is like,
I don't know who he is.
She's like the icon of Ninja Warrior. She's the one who like dresses like Wonder Woman with like a skirt and sparkles. And so if you saw her like on like a poster, you'd be like, oh, I've seen that.
Okay.
Like, yeah, she's pretty much the face of American Ninja Warrior.
Cool.
But her mom competes on the show and she's like 65. So
wow,
it's really a cool sport because it's like, how old do you want to be? Come do it.
That's amazing.
Like, there's space for everyone. So it's really cool. The community is super welcoming.
Really?
They're definitely like family.
Aw, I love that.
I mean, we're so small too. You know, it's a growing sport. But
how do you go from like working out at a gym to being on a reality TV show?
Like, well, I mean, so we train at a ninja gym. It's not just like a regular gym.
Oh.
Yeah. Obviously everyone's story is different. Some people do just train at regular gyms, but I'll train at a specific like ninja gym. So that helps a lot.
Okay.
Definitely helps with like the learning curve. And I don't know, so you apply, they have about like, I don't know, 1,000 to 5,000 applicants a year, maybe. Maybe more.
Okay.
But they only accept around, no. There's more. I think it's like 10,000.
Okay.
Because they accept about 800, I think.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, because then they film about 80 people per day over the course of 5 days. And then, even then, you only are guaranteed like 50% of those people will have their show or their run aired.
Wow.
Yeah, so you don't even know.
And you've had yours.
Yeah, so
aired 3 times, or?
well, so I've had like clips of me in seasons 13 and 16.
Okay.
Season 14, I had a whole segment of my story.
That's so cool.
I went on with my friend. Her name is Julia. She's such a sweetheart. She has cerebral palsy.
Okay.
And we were friends in high school, and I told her that I was like training for American Ninja Warrior, and she was like, I love that show. She was like, I want to be on it.
Aww.
And I was like, well, like, you can, like, do it with me. Like,
wow.
Like, we'll train. Like, and so she, like, kind of, I have, like, clips of her, like, hanging from a bar, or, like, I'll hold her hands and, like, walk across balance with her, like the balance beam or something. And she's just so full of life and light, and
I love that.
just, like, such a joy to be around.
Yeah.
So it's been fun to, like, be able to do, like, help her fulfill her dreams in that way, you know?
Yeah. So do you feel like when she can't join you on the, you know, on this, because she joined you for 1 season, or?
Yeah, she went in person last year, and then the other 2 years, because of COVID, they were just on, like, video screen supporting me.
Yeah. So I bet it feels a little bit like you're taking her with you on your journey.
Yeah, it's like
when
she's
she
like right
can't
next
be there.
to me. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it was really cool having her there in person. Like,
that is amazing.
I could hear her chanting,
Really?
beat that wall, or fast feet. So she's always cheering for me,
Cool.
and she's the best cheerleader.
You went to school together?
High school, yeah. Yeah, we
In
met there.
Utah? Mm-hmm. So you grew up in Utah.
I did, in American Fork.
Okay.
So it's like 40 minutes south of Salt Lake.
Okay. What was it like growing up in Utah?
Well, growing up in Utah, it's Mormonville, you know. There's a lot of, you're kind of living in Happy Valley a little bit. And
what do you mean by that? Like,
that's kind of like a term, I guess, that people use for Utah.
Oh,
they call it Happy Valley.
Is it like but that's not the name of, like, the area.
No, people call it Happy Valley just because that's kind of like a stereotype of, like, Mormons, is like they're, like, very, like, happy, nice people all the time. So that's kind of like just a phrase, I guess, that people have used.
Is it like the Mormon bubble?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And I grew up Mormon. And then not too recently, I, like, chose to leave. I got married when I was 19. My husband was 20. And it was like 2020 was the year that we got married during COVID.
Wow, you got married during COVID?
Yeah, like right at the beginning, it was March. So kind of like when everyone was like, masks?
Yeah.
Social gatherings? Like, what does that mean? So we actually ended up like canceling our reception. We just had like a few family members there. We got married in a Mormon temple. I would kind of say almost that was like the start of COVID, was the start of me beginning my process to leave. I felt like there was so much put online about the Mormon church that, like, challenged what I knew, I guess.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning, like, there were a lot of people leaving the church at the time.
Okay.
That would share, you know, information that, like, I don't know that I was, like, fully aware of, or, like, had never let myself really think about. But being during COVID, you're so isolated, and you're just like, I'm growing too. Like, I'm now my own adult who's married. I'm, like, fully separated from my parents at this point, you know.
Yeah.
Like, kind of learning who I want to be. And I think it was just, like, very eye-opening. I was very defensive towards the church for a while. Like, I would hear these things of people saying that, like, the Mormon church did the things one way And I would get very like defensive, and I didn't want, it was almost too much to challenge my thinking at that time.
Yeah.
And then kind of when I moved to Arizona about 2 years ago, I think at that point I was kind of like ready to start maybe trying a new way of living.
Was it just like questioning? Like what about the religion and like the belief system were you questioning?
What was I questioning?
Yeah.
At that time, I mean, I think I was questioning less like doctrinal things, like, and more like practices at that time. I didn't really get into doctrinal things until a few years later.
Okay.
So like when I moved to Arizona, it was kind of like more like, why can't we dress certain ways? Like, why do we have to dress this way? Why can't I drink caffeine or soda or coffee or whatever? I mean, we drink plenty of soda actually, but okay. Coffee, like tea. Why can't we do piercings or tattoos? Like all those kind of like practices that we have in the church. Yeah. Just like kind of started not making sense to me. So kind of like moving to Arizona was like, I was leaving the Utah bubble. Right. Where there were a lot of Mormons, and kind of going to this new area where I could see how other people were living their life. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I was almost raised in a way to not think that those people were like bad, but that they were wrong. Right. In living that way. And so then when I would meet these people, and I was like, these people are actually like super cool. Like, and it kind of challenged my beliefs of like, if you have like tattoos or dress a certain way, then like, you're not a good person, if that makes sense. Yeah. And it was like, well, that's not true. That narrative does not fit. Like, I really enjoy being around these people. Like, there's something missing. Mm-hmm. And so then I kind of started exploring more like doctrinal things, history of the church, and just was kind of disappointed in like what I found. I feel that there is a lot of, and I kind of feel this way about like religion in a whole now, but there's a lot of like kind of manipulation a little bit, and like cognitive dissonance when it comes to difficult topics in the church. Like, oh, let's just not think about that right now. Right. Like, we don't know the answers, so just don't question it. Right. Kind of thing. And I just, when I fully decided to leave, it was kind of more just like, I feel that this church is not accepting of everyone. And I was very much in a place where I wanted to accept everyone for how they wanted to live their lives. And I wasn't going to tell them to live another way. But I felt like that was kind of going against like what my religion taught me. Do you have like an example that comes to mind when you say that? Yeah. I mean, especially with like homosexuality, you know, I think that's probably one of the biggest ones, is that they don't believe in gay marriage. They believe that a man and a woman are part of God's plan. Right. And that's what God intended. And they try to kind of say like, oh, we accept you if you're gay, but you still can't get married. You know, like you're still breaking the commandments if you act on your sexuality kind of idea. And that just didn't resonate with me. I didn't understand like, if there was a God, why would he make someone have those feelings, but then say, I expect you to never act on it, or have some have someone you love in your life, right? You know, totally. And so that like really was a huge issue for me. And you know, I just kind of was like, I don't want to be in a church that says they accept people for who they are. Yeah. but then doesn't actually. So that's kind of why I chose to step away, and then once you leave it's still really hard to let go.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, like, first of all, I think you're so brave.
Thank you.
And I think by you sharing your journey, that maybe you could help others, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are struggling, maybe not just with Mormonism, but like other religions. And like, obviously the first step is questioning, like, and learning, like doing research, and
For sure.
but there's a lot of people that maybe that could be on different parts of the journey. And so by you sharing this, it could be really helpful to people. So thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of my first time.
Snake.
Scary.
Oh yeah, you hate snakes, right?
I mean, I'm just used to like super deadly rattlesnakes in Phoenix, so my brain's like, whoa, high alert. But yeah, so I mean, like, you know, you said the first step is questioning.
Yeah.
Which I just think that's like one thing that's really hard overall. You know, we're taught you're allowed to question, but only if you question in the right way. Mm-hmm. And I think that if, like, pardon the language, I think that's kind of bullshit. Like,
yeah.
You know, I think if you have a question, you should be able to ask it. And if you, like, I don't know, does that make sense? Like,
yeah,
if I ask a question and I find the answer to it, mm-hmm. like, the church shouldn't have anything to hide.
Yeah.
You know? Like, they should be able to support an answer, or, like, but when they are unable to come up with answers or try to, like, change the narrative, then it feels like they're covering something up. It just kind of feels dishonest.
Yeah.
And so I just think, I'm like, you should be able to ask questions about literally anything.
I also don't know if any of us really have the answer.
Right.
And it's okay to not have it. Like,
yeah.
I think it's almost like scarier when people say they know, or this is the way, this is the only way.
Yes.
My God's the only God. All these other gods that, I mean, there's so many different, like, Christian sects too, that all believe that, like, their religion is the only religion, and, like, how can that be?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, so I was raised, like, once a month in church, we had what was called testimony meeting, where there were no assigned speakers, but anyone in the congregation could go up and bear their testimony. And
what does that mean?
Bear your testimony. It's like, bear, like, what you know is true, or you think you know is true.
Okay.
And so as a child, it was like, you go up and you say, hi, I'd like to bear my testimony, and I know that the church is true, and all these things, but it always started off with, I know the church is true.
Oh.
Like,
yeah.
And so it's just like, from a young age, you're taught to always believe that, that is the one true church.
Right.
Which, I don't know,
But, you know, like I told you, I was a Jehovah's Witness as a child, and they believe the same thing.
Yeah.
They believe that if you are anything other than Jehovah's Witness, you're not going to paradise.
Right.
And, like, how can all of these different religions determine that they're the chosen ones?
Yeah, 100%. And I think just, like, in my own, like, spiritual journey, I've, like, come more into myself. Like, you know, I think one of the things that religion teaches you is to distrust your own thoughts sometimes. They say trust your thoughts, but then they also want you to listen to the leaders of the church and make sure that your thoughts are in line with the leader, right? And so I think as I have learned or been learning to like listen to myself more, I've like, my spirituality has grown outside of the church, you know?
Yeah.
Like I remember when I kind of was first starting to leave and I would tell my parents, you know, I would tell them, nature is my religion.
Yeah.
Like, this is where I feel like exalted. I don't know, like on a deeper connection with God.
Right.
And
Totally.
so I just think that, I don't know, it's been like a interesting journey to kind of grow your spirituality beyond what I always knew it to be. Yeah.
Like, what was it like growing up in the church? I mean,
everyone is different. My family personally, I think, was very much like by the book, letter of the law. Like, I couldn't drink caffeine growing up. Clothing, like, couldn't wear tank tops. Shorts had to go down to my knees. Sundays were stay at home, can't play with friends, have to be with family, read scriptures.
okay.
And
Have
then,
you listened or read Educated?
Yes.
Was
I
it?
love that book.
It wasn't quite like that.
No, that's more fundamentalist Mormonism. Definitely more so. I will say that like the themes in that book are very similar to like a more mainstream Mormon, like, you know, but then you get the extremes side.
Because like when she went to university, when she went to, sorry, what's the university? The Mormon?
Oh, BYU?
Yeah, BYU.
Yeah.
When she went to BYU, she kind of felt like some of the other girls were not as Mormon as she was.
Yes.
So were you like the other girls? Maybe?
Yeah. So this is also a really interesting topic, is growing up in Utah, the culture. Because I think when you live outside of the church, it's like, if you see girls doing one thing, you're like, oh, they're probably not Mormon.
Right.
Like, that's just like kind of your thought. But when in Utah, and like pretty much everyone is Mormon, and you see someone doing something that is maybe not in line with what we do, or is not as high of a standards as your family lives.
Yeah.
Like watching movies on Sunday, which is like wild. But
Yeah.
like I would definitely grew up like,
did you feel like judging? Yeah.
Yes, I very much grew up like judging people for like watching TV on Sundays, wearing short shorts. But then I kind of like realized as I was like growing in like my spirituality was that judgment came from a place of like jealousy almost.
Yeah.
Like I always really actually wanted to wear bikinis, or I always have wanted tattoos or all these things, but I had to like, I was taught that those weren't right. And so when I saw other people doing them, it was almost like, why are they allowed to and I'm not?
Yeah.
And so that was kind of really hard. I didn't know how to like reconcile people living differently within the gospel.
Sure.
Just because my family lived very
More
strictly.
conservative or...
Yeah, definitely.
But not fundamentalist.
No, I think that the way that Tara grew up was very much more like, I mean, it was abusive. That was, you know.
For sure.
She has a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't think that many people are that way, I think. But
do you want to know something kind of... There was a lot about her story that I actually felt I could relate to.
yeah,
Not so much the religion, but the family dynamics. And that's kind of sad. But like, my dad and my grandfather had a junkyard. And sometimes we had to like go work in it. Not to the point that she did, because it almost became like an everyday job for her.
Right.
But it was interesting, like, I don't know, that like we both had junkyards and had junkyards. Like, how many people have junkyards?
Yeah, and you've shared some of your childhood growing up, and I can definitely see how you would see similarities. I mean, we've shared similarities.
Yeah.
A lot in how we've grown up.
Yeah.
Like, I just think high demand religions are just really hard for a child.
Yeah.
You know, children are curious who want to learn and grow. But I think these high demand religions kind of like keep you in this box and make you grow up really fast.
For sure.
Like, you know, I think that it's a hard place.
I feel, and we've talked about this, like, you've even said maybe like it was a good thing. Like, I think it was you that was like, your mom leaving. I mean, my mom leaving allowed me to stop going to the Jehovah's Witness meetings.
Your mom leaving the church?
Well, she just left us.
Or just left you. Right.
And
right.
So, like, when she left, I stopped going.
Right. You didn't have anyone to please anymore.
Right. Well, and I just didn't have anyone to say, we're going to the meeting.
You're going to the meeting, yeah. But I think that's like another factor. Like, even growing up, like, I felt a lot of, and whether this was like done intentionally, I don't think it was. But I felt that the Mormon church kind of, if I didn't live the way that my leaders or my parents wanted me to, it was very shameful and very much like conditional love. Like, and like you weren't accepted if you wanted to make different choices.
Yeah.
And so
that's just everywhere in the church, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I have other friends who also left, and actually some of them haven't even told their families because of fear that they'll have to stop talking to them. Or
I didn't talk to my parents for a long time because I was worried about what they would say.
Well, and can I just say that you have really good parents then that are still loving you and choosing you. So it may not be perfect.
No.
But
yeah, no, for sure. I know that not everyone, like, and I mean, even when I first left, it was not the most receptive, like, meeting, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of left in tears because it didn't go well. But since that meeting, they've been more accepting. Good. That makes sense.
So, to Heidi's parents, thank you.
Guys.
Thank you for still loving her.
Truly. And we have a good relationship. Like, you know, we do talk, and we're both respectful of each other's differences.
That's wonderful.
You know?
And it actually, like, says a lot about them that they are still willing to have you in their life, because not a lot of Mormon parents are doing that.
I think it helps too, having my brother left for a time.
Oh, okay.
And I also had a sister-in-law who left, so
okay.
I was not necessarily the first. You know, they had practice.
Good.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. But I think it's good to have someone challenge your beliefs, almost challenge how you think. So I think that's how you grow.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
you know,
sure.
I definitely think, like, you know, just the way that they have adapted, it's like, I love them and I'm very grateful for them.
Yeah.
And they are good people. So Love you, Mom and Dad.
And like, yeah, I just think none of us really know, right? The answers.
Yeah.
To existence and what happens after we are gone. I mean, we think we know. Some people think, think more than others.
It's hard to know. I don't know.
Because we haven't been there yet.
Yeah.
We haven't gone, we haven't passed, and we don't know what's after. And we can't remember what happened before, so.
I don't know. No, we're just here on this world to experience life.
Yeah.
And that's my motto, is like, life is what you make it.
Totally.
Go enjoy life.
Yeah.
Go do what you want. Don't make excuses. Just, if you want to do something, go fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like,
I love that.
life's too short.
Totally. So what now? I mean, you're entering this new chapter of your life. It is pretty new, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's a long journey, or a long process.
Yeah,
It doesn't happen overnight.
No, I mean, I kind of touched on this a little bit ago, like we call it like the deconstruction process. Like undoing all your religious thinking. You have so much religious trauma in the way that you were raised, very much perfectionist, people-pleasing tendencies. So it's always going to be a process,
Yeah.
Like learning how to let go of those things. It'll be something that I'll work on for who knows how long.
Yeah.
I don't know. But for now, I just take life one day at a time and try to find joy every day.
Yeah. I'm sure, because I have also been there, sometimes you might catch yourself, thinking back, feeling guilty, or
even fear that you made the wrong choice.
Right.
I remember having fear being like, what if I'm wrong?
Right.
But then it's like, well, you just have to do what you
feel is
right at this moment.
Yeah.
Totally. And so, who knows,
I think there's also a lot of shame that comes with, questioning, and it's ingrained in us.
Yeah. Yeah.
To feel like, I don't know.
Again, yeah, I think in religion there's a lot of shame that, if you don't look like everyone else or are not doing what everyone else is doing, then you're bad or not doing the right things or you need to repent kind of idea.
Yeah. But also in religion, I think you're taught from a really young age that we're just full of sin. And and that causes a lot of shame.
Yeah.
And guilt.
Yeah,
we're never perfect, not that we should ever strive to be perfect, but
we're
never good enough.
Teaches. I don't know if you knew that.
What?
We teach perfection. We have a scripture that says, "Be ye therefore perfect."
Yeah.
And
which is impossible.
That scripture alone fucks up so many people.
Right.
Everyone, there just then becomes this culture of, am I doing enough? And I never am.
Right.
There's always something I could do more.
I told you driving in the car to yoga yesterday.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm never really doing enough, but I'm also kind of happy not doing. And so it's this weird like guilt that I have. I'm like, why do I feel happy that I'm not always wanting more?
Right.
Shouldn't I want more?
Right.
Is there something wrong with me that I am kind of complacent at times?
Do you think you were taught similarly in
I do.
your church?
In a way, yes. I mean,
Because do you guys believe, like, I mean, I'm curious with like the Jehovah's Witnesses, like, do you guys believe in works at all, or
in what?
works, like, or do you guys only believe that by grace you're saved?
I don't know what you mean by
Like
works.
like the things that you do. Like, do the things that you do save you and make you go to heaven at all?
Yes.
Like the who you are
Totally.
as a person?
For sure. Yeah, no, you're not like just a chosen one.
All right, okay.
You can be good and go to paradise. Yeah.
Okay.
Be good, be baptized.
Because all I know is that there's like a certain number of people that go to heaven
Oh, right.
in Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yes, totally. It's
Which-
like, and it's a really small amount.
It's a small number, but there are
Like
so
300
many Jehovah's Witnesses.
Totally.
So my thought is, I'm like, you guys know y'all aren't making it, right? Like,
Well, no, I think what might be mistaken is that there are something like 360,000 chosen ones going to heaven.
okay.
And the rest of the good people will stay on earth, and the earth will be turned into a paradise.
Okay.
And there's pictures depicting lions and humans interacting, and it's all supposed to be like what earth looked like before Adam and Eve sinned. Like it was
like the Garden of Eden.
the Garden of Eden.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what all of earth would look like and be like.
Okay.
So there would be no killing, even with animals. Not sure what they'll eat, but
plants are living too.
right. Yeah. Totally. Yeah, so, but I think it's 360,000 or something, are the chosen ones, and they supposedly will go to heaven.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing and like clarifying.
Yeah,
I've
totally.
never like asked a Jehovah's Witness, but I've always wondered that. Like,
Right.
I've been, you guys know you're all making it to heaven, but
But I remember,
that makes more sense.
I remember being a kid, and my mom's best friend, her mother, claimed to be a chosen one.
Yeah. How do you know?
I don't know.
What gave her the claim?
She
The claim to fame.
She felt it. She felt it.
All right. Good for her.
I'm like, yeah,
She's manifesting that.
totally.
You manifest that shit, girl.
And I just remember being like, really? Thinking in my head, she's one of the ones? The special ones? Okay. I mean, sure.
That's so funny.
I think I actually started questioning like pretty early on, because it didn't make sense that according to the Jehovah's Witnesses, man had only been around for 4,000 years. Dinosaurs, like they couldn't explain dinosaurs because the Earth was only, I think 4,500 years old or something, according to them. And it was like, what?
The dates don't match up. You're like,
Dates didn't match up. And then they were always, any day now, the new system could come.
oh yeah.
And so you're like, any day. And like, I guess there were claims back in the 60s, that it was going to be within that time frame. That didn't happen. And then they're like, sometime in the 80s, a biker. So it was like, okay, that didn't happen. Hello.
Hi.
Just today.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
And they were always like pushing the date back, you know?
Do you guys believe in like Jesus coming again?
Not you guys.
Sorry.
No,
my bad. I know.
It's okay.
I always do Jehovah's Witnesses believe in Jesus coming again?
Yeah. They believe like, that's what the new system would be.
Right.
Is like the coming of.
You see like the signs, like.
Yeah.
We believe in that too, where it's like,
oh
the
yeah,
world is
that's
going
right.
to kind of like come into like
the world
destruction. Like
it'll destroy itself.
California's going to fall off.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, like earthquakes and volcanoes and natural disasters and
wars.
That's why you see the
and
doomsday.
Famine.
Yeah, like the doomsday preppers who like go crazy.
That's right.
Yeah, definitely.
And I guess that would be what, Revelation?
Yeah, Revelations.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if like, I guess Christians maybe believe in that too, like Catholic.
I think so.
I don't know.
I think what separates Jehovah's Witnesses, or like what they say, is that God and Jesus are two separate beings.
Wait, Jehovah's Witnesses believe that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
So you guys are like, sorry, oh my God, I keep saying you guys. Please no.
I know.
I'm like relating this like,
totally.
Like
it's fine. I'm just joking.
You grew up feeling that way, you know. But like,
did you guys as well?
Yes, you guys.
Okay. Got you back.
Yeah, like we Mormons will believe in like the Godhead being like three distinct people.
Yes.
Holy Ghost, Jesus, God. Which like that's why people would say we're not Christians.
Right. And
because
I think
we don't
same.
Believe that Jesus and God are one person.
But Jehovah's Witnesses are like a Christian sect.
Mormons like fight to say that they are Christian. Like they fight against that narrative. So it's kind of cool that Jehovah's Witnesses kind of own their beliefs a little bit.
Yeah, they just think
I respect that.
They just think they're like separate from all.
Good for them. Yeah, that's kind of my other beef is like, why are you trying to conform yourself to the norm when you believe that you're the only true church? Shouldn't you want to stand out? You know? Mm-hmm. I don't know. A little food for that.
True.
Like,
yeah, like if you really believe that your way's the only way to God, why would you want to be lumped in with the others?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, totally. So how has that shaped you into the woman that you are today? Like, how you live your life?
That's a good question. I mean, I think there's a lot of good that religion teaches you too, you know? Like I am a very like hardworking, detail-oriented person because I was raised to be that way in my life.
Yeah.
You know, you had to work hard to be a good disciple. It's come with negatives where I am very much a perfectionist, people pleaser. And then I think,
do you find that religion almost teaches us, especially as women, that it's hard to tell people no?
yes,
I do.
yes.
I feel uncomfortable
Women,
when I have to stand up for myself.
yeah. Women are taught to be the ones that like fix everything, that like are, you know, you can't say no, but 100%. There's so much.
It's so weird.
about.
I feel like I'm growing. And I've
Growing
worked
out
at
of
it.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've worked at it though.
And I still, yeah.
And I still sometimes feel uncomfortable saying no.
And I don't know
That's
if
not
this
what I
is
want.
more like a religious thing or just like being a woman in general. Because I've talked to a lot of women who feel this way, but that you have to put aside.
We made it to the top.
Oh yeah, that's gorgeous.
Here.
All right, hold on. I'll finish that thought in a second.
Yeah.
Wow.
Summit.
Oh, switch.
There might be like a little high point over there, but for the most part, this is it.
Here, let's take a picture.
Okay.
Where are you going?
Here, get that. Like,
Get this.
yeah. There we go.
Pretty. Here, let's go. There we go.
Whew. Nice, Heidi. Coming from Flatland.
Phoenix is not, I mean, okay, it's flat, but there are some mountains.
I know.
You just gotta drive. The city is very, very flat.
I mean, I love Camelback and is it Saskatchewan Peak or?
Piestoa?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Those are fun ones.
What is it? How do you say? Piestoa.
Yeah. Yeah, those are good ones. They're short but steep.
Yeah.
It's fun to run laps on those.
Totally. And all in the back too. Like
all the back. There are really good mountains, but when you're running through streets and road, you're looking at less than 100 feet of elevation gain in like a 10-mile run. Which is why it's kind of fun to run road here in Colorado, because you're like always rolling hills everywhere.
True.
You're always training hills.
I know. It's hard though. Sometimes you just want flat and easy.
Yeah, it's true. I don't mind having flat. I'm actually a pretty big road runner.
Are you?
No, it sounds weird, but I love the monotony of road, like where it kind of just lets my thoughts
Like flow state.
flow.
Yeah.
I very much go in a flow state when I'm
Totally.
running on road because I don't have to think about my feet or where I'm going.
Right.
You just kind of go with the flow.
Yeah. I've been there before, but the road is just so hard on the body.
The road, yeah.
I love, I don't know, keeping it interesting on the trails.
I like it all. Any way I can move my body.
Right.
But yeah,
So, you think maybe it's just women in general and not necessarily...
yeah. I mean, I'll finish my thought now. Let me know what you think. But I think that women are kind of taught to like put aside their own feelings and emotions to like placate others and to like make them like please them and make them feel better. I don't know if...
Yeah, but I do believe that it all stems from religion.
Yeah, even if like someone wasn't raised
Yeah.
per se.
Like, because society has been shaped by religion.
Yeah, okay.
Hundreds and hundreds of years. So thousands of years. So even though somebody may not be raised in a specific religion, they're being raised in a society that was formed by religion.
Very much so. Okay.
And so, yes, I believe at the root of it all, it's religion. Section 16 Trail is a 6-mile loop that is open year-round. It's located near Bear Creek Regional Park in the Red Rock Canyon open space. You're here in Colorado for work, is that right?
Not exactly. Not in the plans, but yes, I am now here for work. I was supposed to be in Iceland, but there was some crazy travel miscommunications plans. Me and 26 people got kicked off of the plane going to Toronto.
What airline?
Air Canada. Yeah.
Come on, Canada.
Air Canada, if you're listening, please give me a refund. I'm really tired of calling you guys for 2 hours a day trying to get a refund. They were kind of telling me I like voluntarily missed my flight, but
which is crazy. You were at the gate.
Yeah.
And they called your name.
Yeah. They announced me and 26 others and said, you guys will not be allowed to fly with us today because of weather. We have to reduce the weight of the plane. And we will rebook you guys. But then we never heard anything about being rebooked. So it kind of was like, it feels a little scammy, honestly.
Yeah.
But
that's awful.
Yeah, so I never made it out to Iceland, but I kind of shared a little bit on my social media. And the amount of people that I had reach out to me, like friends in Colorado, that were like, hey, you can stay with me if you want. Hey, like, let's do some plans. Like, it was so heartwarming.
Aww.
Just to, like, know how many people there were for me.
People love you, Heidi.
And it was just, like, very sweet, though. Like,
yeah.
You know? And so then I kind of got it in my head, like, let's stay in Colorado and just, like, visit all my friends and have a great time. I love Colorado so much.
You need to move here.
In the summer.
Yeah?
Yes. Yeah, we're kind of shifting into van life, potentially.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to live in my van in the wintertime in Arizona and then Colorado in the summer.
That'll be so cool.
Yeah.
Living the dream.
Living the dream. Yeah, so I'm here and I gotta spend a couple days here in the Springs with Dreama. It's been really fun. I'm working Rock Hawk in Castle Rock this weekend.
What is that?
It's called Rock Hawk.
Hey, what did you say? Rock what?
Rock Hawk.
Okay. I was like, wow.
I mean, speaking of raunchy, we want to talk about trans
Oh
Rockies?
my God, yes. So you just did Trans Rockies, which is why you were in Colorado to begin with, right? Okay,
Yes.
tell me about Trans Rockies, because I was supposed to go.
Yeah, I know, dude. That would have been so funny if
That
we
would
were
have been
there.
fun, but
I would have loved that.
I don't know if I could handle the stories.
You
I
would
don't
have
know.
done really well.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't even know I was actually going to go out to Trans Rockies until like 2 weeks before the race.
Okay.
My friend Mac, she got asked by Ortholite if she wanted to be a sponsor for them. Sorry, for Trans Rockies.
I'm going too slow for you.
I mean, that was weird.
I'm going too slow for you.
And then they said that she could bring a team member. So she asked me if I wanted to be her team. And Trans Rockies is like a race unlike you'll ever do.
Tell me about it.
The quote is a summer camp for big kids.
Okay.
And that's 100% what it is. I will say the vibe. The whole purpose of Trans Rockies is to A, let loose, but B, to like reclaim your love of running. Like everyone at the end of the week was just like, this reminded me why I love running so much.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like it just.
Okay, so tell me what was day one like? Because how many days were you there?
There are 6 days you're running.
Okay.
Yeah, so you show up Sunday, the race starts Monday, and you race till Saturday.
Okay.
So every day is a different segment. You run, it's like day one we ran 19 miles. Day 2 we did 15. Day 3 was 24. So you're running anywhere from 14 to 24 miles a day with varying levels of altitude and elevation change.
Okay.
And
so at the most, hours-wise, maybe you're running for 5 hours?
Yeah, the cutoff is 9 hours for, like, we have what's called Dawn Patrol for people. That's what's also cool is, like, it's a very inclusive race. So the woman that runs Dawn Patrol, her name is Lisa Pizzoni. She She lives in Phoenix. She's super cool.
Okay.
And she runs the Dawn Patrol. They start about an hour or two earlier than everyone else, which gives them more time to finish that segment. So it's really cool because it's like...
Then you're all kind of finishing around the same.
Everyone can finish. It's very inclusive. Like,
Okay.
Let's just get out there and enjoy this time. So how a day would work is you wake up, get your stuff ready. You have to pack it up and drop it off to luggage crew.
Okay.
Where they will then transport it to the next campsite. And then you go run. You take a shuttle to wherever you're camping, or sometimes you finish right at the camp.
Okay.
And then you just have pretty much the day to go explore the town if you're in a town.
Okay.
Or to just hang around, drink beer. They give you dinner every night, so you don't have to like bring your own food. So it was really cool because I've never really been in the Sawatch Range at all.
Right.
And so like I got to go to Leadville, to Vail, to Beaver Creek, all these cool places that I wanted to go to. It was so fun.
Okay. But I've heard there's like parties.
There's a wild side of Trans Rockies.
I want to know about the wild.
You have the responsible runners, the ones that finish their run, get rolled out, get massages, and then go to bed at a reasonable time.
Okay.
Then you have the crew and a few runners who know that it's a week to have a party.
Okay.
So pretty much every night we would either go to a bar or just drink the beers. And things definitely got out of hand most nights.
How so?
I mean, I'll just say there was one night at the Silver Dollar Bar in Leadville where our luggage crew had won an oar.
Okay.
And we started taking oar shots.
Okay.
So you'd hold the oar up to your mouth and someone dumps a shot.
Like a whole line of them, or
no? So like the paddle part of the oar, you put the end of it on your mouth, and then someone pours a shot onto it and it dribbles down the oar into your mouth.
Okay.
And then you gotta lick the paddle.
Okay.
And there are many people doing this.
Okay.
So many mouths have touched that oar.
Come up here.
So very fun things happening.
Okay.
Very much.
Yeah, no problem. Are you alone?
I'm alone.
Okay.
There's also baby birding.
What is that?
Where you take a shot and you spit into someone else's mouth.
Oh God! Ew! Ah!
I went to bed one night. This is one night that I did not go out. I was just laying in my tent, and I hear across the lake all night long, "Baby bird, baby bird." God. I'm like, I can never get that out of my head.
Oh my God!
It's quite the party.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So lots of parties, lots of fun. There was a beer mile, and
I've never done a beer mile.
it was my first one. Let me tell you, I never want to have a hazy IPA ever again.
Oh God! Ew! An IPA at that.
Yeah, that's all they had all week. Ooh, I hated it.
Ew!
Yeah. So
Like not even a light beer, huh?
no, it was heavy.
God.
So first place, I was like right behind her. It was pretty cool on the last lap. We finished our beers at the exact same time. But she was running faster than me, and I was like, "You go for it, girl." But she ended up puking.
So disqualified.
Rules, I won.
Cool. Okay.
But it's really fun because everyone dresses up. Like we had some of my coworkers were working the race, and they dressed up as me and my teammate. They had like blonde wigs on, like crop tops, and
Oh my God.
they were just. It was so fun. Definitely.
Maybe we can get one of those. You can send me that picture, and I'll post it in the show notes.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, I'll send it because it's good.
Okay.
They're tapping into their drag queen side.
Didn't you say Mike was like a little too loving it?
Oh, he was loving it for sure.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I'm tapping into the fence.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I really love Trans Rockies.
Okay.
Like, I'm planning on going back to Moab on the Rocks.
Is that ran by the same organization, like Huda?
Yes.
And Brian and
Huda, yeah.
Yeah.
She's you say Huda?
Yeah, Huda.
Okay, I didn't hear. Yeah, Huda runs it. Super cool.
Okay.
So I'm planning on being there, not to run, but I want to volunteer, just to kind of help out.
Cool.
So it's too cool. Like honestly, like once you do Trans Rockies, like they become your family. There's like a Trans Rockies fam.
Okay.
And you just keep going back. Like,
So how many races do they have like that?
they have a few. They have like Trans Selkirks. They have a Kilimanjaro one.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly how many, but I know they have at least those 4.
Okay.
I would highly recommend it to anyone. If you get scared by the partying, just know you don't have to party. But it's fun if you want to.
I kind of got scared by the party. I'm not gonna lie. I heard about it a little bit before.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, I don't think I want to party.
Also, it's like more the crew. Like,
Okay.
not many runners go party.
Okay.
But it was like the runners that know the crew.
Yeah.
Or that have volunteered before go party.
Okay. Well, I just didn't, like, I don't really drink. So
You don't have to.
I just didn't want to feel like pressure to
Drink.
or to be the lame one, the only one not drinking, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, like, my teammate, like, she didn't want to drink at all. So,
Okay.
like, she was taking care of me after the beer mile. I was messed up after the beer mile.
God, I bet.
Yeah.
Was that your first time drinking? Like there?
My first time drinking?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
No. That would have been.
So you had drank alcohol before Trans Rockies?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was like my first time having 4 beers in less than 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
So
Yeah.
that was quite a lot. I was very messed up.
I bet. Do you know what the alcohol content was?
Yeah, so by official beer mile rules, it has to be like 5% or more.
Okay.
And the IPAs were 5.5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, me and pretty much everyone else that did the beer mile were just like, everyone had to be like, shh, you guys are being too loud, or you guys are like...
I know. It's so funny when you like drink alcohol, the volume goes up.
Yeah.
You're like, why are we shouting?
I know. You don't even know you are though.
Right.
Like they would tell me to be quiet and I'm like, I'm talking quietly. What are you talking about? As I'm like screaming.
That's hilarious.
I don't know why.
Look, we were over there. See that little?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
little... Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
On the other side, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was kind of a fun little way to run. I think overall we ran 120 miles.
Dang. That's great.
Yeah. It was kind of fun to get a lot of mileage in.
Totally.
I've been traveling so much all summer that like my training has been super up and down.
Yeah. But all your travel is with Arvika.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought you had like maybe another job or...
I work at a climbing gym as well, but
That's right.
that's like when I'm in Phoenix.
Okay.
So, but this whole summer I took off from that job so that I could go travel.
Okay.
And so I was just working full time for Aravika, traveling to all these races. It's so cool. Like I got to know so many new people. I think in July I went to 9 different states.
Wow.
So I was
all in July.
all in July.
That's a crazy.
Yeah.
Good job.
It was a lot of fun. I loved it.
Wow.
So, but now I'm kind of looking forward to like once I get back home to Phoenix, I'll have some time to kind of find a more stable schedule and training plan.
Okay. Yeah. Because what do you have in the future? What are you training for?
Well, my big training is for Tahoe 200 in June.
Great.
I've never done a 200 miler. It'll be my first. It's kind of surreal because I remember finishing Javelina last year, and I was like mile 96, and I remember thinking like, wow, this has been the most wonderful experience. I cannot wait till I do Tahoe 200. Like at that point, I was in such a good mental space. I was having the time of my life that I was thinking about doing a 200 miler.
Wow.
So it just is kind of fun to come full circle and like have that moment come.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
So I'm really excited to do it. I'm running across the years 100-miler in December. And then I hope to get redemption at Gorge Waterfalls again in April.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
I think I would like to run faster there.
You want to run it again this year?
I haven't signed up or anything.
Registration opens up in September.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You should do it. We can get the crew back together.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Dayar and I both have redemption on that one.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. And Jason too, I think he said he
Yeah,
wanted to
actually,
do it.
I should. Just to try to do it better.
Yeah. I mean, you had a pretty great race though, right? Like, was there anything that you wish would have gone better?
I wish I would have moved faster. I mean, yeah.
You finished in like 14 hours?
No.
Really?
Like 12 something.
Oh, no, that was Chris that came in 14 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 11? Or I forget what my time was. But it was, I think 12.
See, you're amazing.
I can't remember.
That's fast.
But I was like 18th female or something, so there's so many fast.
For like top 10?
Yeah. Wouldn't that be cool?
That'd be.
But I don't know. Like, I've got to, see how the rest of my summer and autumn goes.
Yeah, you're training for
maybe javelina.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That'll be such a fun one.
Totally.
I love javelina. You've never done that one before,
Nope.
right?
I've never done a flatter 100. I've never done a looped. So there would be a lot of firsts in that race for me.
Isn't Western States pretty flat?
No.
Or not flat, it's all mostly downhill. Right?
Well, it has 22,000 feet of downhill, but 18,000 feet of gain.
Okay.
So it's still 18,000 feet. Yeah.
Javelina had
7?
It was a little more than that.
Okay.
I'll have to look at what my watch says.
Okay.
But I know it was more.
Okay.
But yeah, it's flat, but it's also deceptively hilly.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, I remember coming in from the first loop at an average of 9:30.
Uh-huh.
And my quads were on fire.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this is bad.
Okay.
And I proceeded to come up with a new term for my quads every lap as they shredded just a little bit more.
What was the term?
Well, it was like, they shredded me, they're grinding me, they're like decimated me, like
Yeah.
there's something new every time, because by the 5th lap, I would sit down, and then when I would stand back up to run again,
Yeah.
I would have like the most intense pain in my quads.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just think those hills are
Okay.
a little deceptive.
Okay.
But it is flat.
Okay.
But just know, you'll be fine because you have rolling hills all the time here, I think.
Yeah.
So as long as you train those,
Right.
I think you'll be more prepared for them.
Okay.
I don't think I was quite ready for that.
Gotcha, because you were coming from flatter runs.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I trained at South Mountain, which has a lot of rolling hills. But I think I could have trained the course maybe a little more. Because, I would go train.
Where is it?
Before. It's in Phoenix.
But is it McDougal or
McDowell.
McDowell? Sorry.
Yeah. So I would go, I think I didn't want to run it too much and get sick of it.
Yeah.
So the month before, I went and ran the loop like a couple times just to be familiar with it, to kind of get a feel. It's good.
Is that where Black Canyon?
It's not where Black Canyon is.
Okay.
Black
Is
Canyon's a little bit more north.
Mesquite Canyon?
Mesquite is other side of Phoenix. But you're thinking McDowell Frenzy, maybe?
I'm not sure. I'm just trying. I mean, I ran those two.
Oh, you ran both of them?
Yeah, Mesquite and Black Canyon.
Yeah, so Mesquite is at the White Tanks, which is
that's
west
right.
of McDowell.
Okay.
And that one is more hilly and technical than McDowell.
Okay. So not quite. Okay, cool.
It's kind of fun knowing all these races.
Yeah.
I love being able to work with Aravaipa and like get to attend all these different races and just see what runners get to experience, but not have to run them myself all the time.
True. But don't you do a lot of the like race course marking and stuff too?
Yeah, I do a lot of course marking, so it's kind of great. You get paid to hike.
Yeah, totally.
It's beautiful. Yeah,
so let me point something out real quick.
Okay.
Section 16 is named after the historic land ordinance, which dates back to Thomas Jefferson's presidency. The federal government portioned out square mile sections of land trust for schools as part of the Jeffersonian grid. That's why there are multiple Section 16s throughout the U.S. Yeah, you can run the whole thing, but it's a good workout.
That's kind of neat. I didn't
See? Do you see that? Everywhere where it's sort of like dirt, that is the road. Yeah.
Cool.
But it's a good workout if you just want to climb, like just want to do a hill. It's a steady, you just sort of get in this pace.
It'll be really nice when I'm living here in the summertime and get up all the mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in Phoenix when the weather is really nice, I'll go to the Grand Canyon a lot.
I love the
Or like Payson, I like Mount Ord. That's a really good one for just climbing.
Where's Mount Ord?
It's right by Payson.
Okay.
I don't know if you know where Payson is.
I don't.
Northeast of Phoenix.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the Superstition Mountains?
Oh my god, I love the
Me
Superstitions.
too.
You've been there?
Yes.
Which ones have you done?
I don't know. I don't remember.
My favorite hike there is Battleship Mountain.
That sounds right.
It's a bit of a scramble at the top.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We actually had kids. It was me and my 2 other girlfriends.
Oh yeah.
And we did it with kids in our backpack. Oh. And it was like a little...
It's a little exposed. I wouldn't say there's one section where you do actually have to I'd say it's like a 5.
Oh no, it was maybe that wasn't it, because I don't think there was any.
No, I don't know. But yeah, there's a little section there.
I could show you pictures.
Yeah, I could
Maybe
definitely
you could
picture it, point it out if it's the right.
Totally.
But I love Superstitions.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't live so far. I live like an hour from them.
Okay, yeah.
But I'll definitely get out to them when I can.
I would like to go back without a baby on my back.
Without a baby, yeah.
Yeah, it was hard. We took a lot of breaks.
Yeah, I certainly love the Superstitions. Yeah, and the Grand Canyon. Both of those places are very close to my heart.
I love the Grand Canyon. I'm going in October. What? Really?
Actually.
Oh, cool.
So I'm taking a whole bunch of girls.
Me too.
Really?
I'm taking a whole bunch of girls.
Are we just doing the same thing?
No, I don't think so.
Are you guys doing R3?
Rim to rim to rim. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys doing it in one day though?
We'll probably do it in 2 days.
You're doing the exact same thing I'm doing, Dreama.
What? That's amazing.
I'm going on the 9th. Yeah, we're starting the 19th.
You're not doing it with Sisu Circle, are you?
No.
Okay.
The what circle?
Sisu.
Sisu Circle?
Yeah, like Sisu is a Finnish word, and I want to say it means like bravery or something like that. Gosh, I should know this, but Sisu Circle is like a group of women. It's a club, kind of like a club or organization.
Oh, are you doing it with them?
Yeah, I'm like helping guide.
Okay. So I'm like doing my own guiding trip.
Oh, cool.
Like, I've always wanted to have a tour guiding business.
Yeah.
In the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
So I'm like taking all these girls as like a test guide.
Cool.
Yeah. I know that technically the North Rim is closed at that time, but the backcountry office is open still.
Okay.
So we're gonna camp on the North Rim at the backcountry, like through hiking campsites.
Dang, that's awesome.
What are the coincidences? That's
Right.
so fun. Yeah, and I'm only taking like 5 or 6 girls.
Okay.
So it's not big.
I think our group is a bit bigger, but yeah.
I know.
We could do one together. I don't know.
The Grand Canyon Sisters.
Yeah, and like, you know, we could bring people that we know in, like both of us.
Yeah. That's so fun.
Yeah.
You'll have to give me more information on that tour guiding company, because
Well, she's not a tour guide company. It's called the Sisu Circle.
oh right.
And what it is this woman, her name's Brooke. She lives in Boulder. She started like an organization where a community, I should say, of high achieving women so that they could have a place to network, grow off of each other, learn from each other, because there's like all these different women from different backgrounds. Many are CEOs of companies or or maybe like in leadership positions within their company. And so this is just a way for like-minded women to get together and sometimes do adventurous things.
Okay, that's fun.
Yeah.
I would love to be like connected with this group,
I could, yeah.
if that's possible.
Totally. I could, I'll send Brooke your information.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, I met her and learned about it through 29029. That is
the Everest.
Yes, they're Everesting.
Right?
Yeah. So Jesse Itzler and Colin O'Brady. I was invited because my ex is best friends with Colin O'Brady. And so he invited us.
I saw that you had that sweatshirt the other day.
Yeah, and then I
asked you about it.
Well, and then I got to coach. I got to coach at Snow Basin, so I got to be one of the coaches on the mountain.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What year? What years?
So I got to coach last year.
Okay.
But the year prior, I did Whistler 29029 as a guest.
That's so cool.
And all, like I said, it was all a connection with my ex-boyfriend, and just because he's best friends with Colin.
Right.
So we're not together anymore. So I'm probably not going to be invited anymore. And that's okay.
Still got some good perks out of it.
Totally. And it was really cool. Met some wonderful people. Brooke is one of them.
That's awesome.
Some of the women in this group, in the community, I should say, do 29029. So
I have always considered doing that, but it's a fairly expensive adventure.
Totally.
Kind of like Rockies. Like, I would never be able to pay for that race by myself so I'm like super grateful that I got a race for free.
Yeah, same. They gave me the entry for free as well, and I was like, thank God, because I wouldn't be able to.
Right? I'm curious.
I got bills.
I know. The problem is like, I want to make, like, these races are such cool experiences. But like, the price point makes it very limited to who can join.
Right.
And I think that's like one of the biggest obstacles that I wish these companies might like address a little more. Like, charity bibs, like people like donate money to then like give to people or something, like that kind of idea.
Totally.
I guess not a charity bib, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, someone can donate money and then that money could go to someone.
A sponsorship.
Yeah, like a sponsor, but I mean...
But not. I don't mean like a company. Like my trail running camp for kids, people sponsor kids.
Right.
So they can donate money, and that money goes to paying for the kids to attend my camp.
Okay.
That way their parents don't have to. Yeah.
That makes more sense, because like when I think sponsorship, you know,
you automatically think brands.
Creators,
but no.
Or like elite athletes. But I don't want to get like the people that aren't.
No, you can sponsor an athlete, and you can just be anyone.
Yeah. That'd be cool. So I think just opening up these opportunities to people that might not have it otherwise.
Yeah.
Would be really cool.
Totally. I mean, that's the idea behind my kids' camp. Is like I don't want kids not to be able to come just because, you know, maybe their family can't afford to send them. So having the nonprofit and people donating to that allows me to let any kid who wants to come, you know, attend our camp. So,
that's really cool. I love that you do these kids camps.
Yeah, thank you.
I can tell, like, the kids love them.
Yeah.
I see the coaches are awesome.
I know. We have some amazing coaches. It feels really good to create it and give back in that way.
If I'm around in Colorado Springs next year.
Yes.
Sign me up as a coach.
Okay, I will. I may need, like, I need to hire a coach anyway, so you could be it. Okay, so now we're on high drive. So, see how the grade is very runnable?
Yeah, wait, this is like a...
This is all... No.
It gets
then
worse.
it gets steeper up there. But yeah, this is the really runnable part.
Yeah.
You'll see. Yeah.
It's the part where it burns, but you just gotta keep running.
Yeah. Speaking of running, do you want to run a little?
Want to run a little?
Yeah,
let's do it.
So,
make the water bottle better.
Well, this has really been great to have you on the pod, and I feel like we could talk all day.
No, it's been a long time coming. Like,
I know.
We talked about doing the pod back in April.
Yeah.
Tried getting it done in June.
Man, if Diara wouldn't have gotten rhabdo, we could have done it in Oregon.
Come on, Diara.
And then, when you were here for a race, Ring the Springs.
And then shit turned sideways, and I could not. I ended up, my, like, 12-hour shift turned into a 19-hour shift.
Oh my God.
And so the pod did not happen.
No.
I hit a car that day. Did I tell you that?
Oh yeah, with the van.
Yeah. I was in a U-Haul. And I accidentally hit a truck.
Oh my God. What happened?
It was a parked car.
Oh, okay.
I thought I could fit through this, like, narrow space. And then we, like, my coworker's next to me, Mike, and he's like, oh yeah, you got that.
Oh.
We, like, pull through, and we're like, woohoo! We, like, right as we're cheering, we hear a crunch, and I'm like, oh no.
That's awful.
And I just kind of clipped to the back end of this truck. So.
That's a horrible feeling.
I know. But yeah, that was it was an interesting race to work.
I bet.
For sure. It definitely gave me a tour of the Springs, though, and I love it.
Really?
You live in a beautiful place.
Yeah, I love it too. I feel like it's really underrated. Like, a lot of Colorado's like, what? The Springs, ooh. But I think there's just so much that they don't know about it.
Could you not like this?
I know. Look at that. High Drive was historically a scenic drive that is about 4 miles up and over, beginning in Cheyenne Canyon and ending near Bear Creek. Or you can do what I like to do and do it in reverse. I like to go from Bear Creek up and over into Cheyenne Canyon. It has an elevation gain of 1,317 feet, and it's a great place for people to train both in running and biking all year round. I'm even looking forward to using my split board, skinning up it, and then snowboarding down.
How are you feeling running?
Pretty good. Yeah. Yesterday, as you know, was my first run in 11 days, and I did 3.5. My knees felt good. My right Achilles felt a little bit like tight, or like a little bit
just
pain.
tight from like missy, or not like unused, you know?
Maybe. It was hurting a few weeks ago too, though.
Okay.
But yeah.
How do you feel now?
I feel great.
Yay.
Yeah.
We love to hear that.
I know, me too.
We gotta get you on Catalina training.
Right. Sometimes, well, I'm also getting treatment, but also time off is sometimes really beneficial.
Time off your feet.
Well, just time from running.
Yeah.
Time off of running.
Right.
You know, I've been running since I was 16. Like, God, that's a long time. And you know, I've taken time off here and there over the years.
How do you do your training cycles? Because I know a lot of people that like
I don't.
You don't.
I don't have a cycle.
You just run.
And definitely in the winter is less. I snowboard in the winter, but
So I know people that like once they hit their off season, they take like a full 2 weeks of no running.
yeah, I don't do that.
No.
I mean,
I've done it a couple years.
after a big race, for sure.
Right.
Like 100 miler, I'm definitely taking like 10 days usually. Maybe 7 to 10. I should say 7 to 10 because usually it's like a week.
I ran a marathon the week after my 100 miler.
Yeah,
That was not a good idea.
yeah.
I was in Greece. How could you say no to that?
Oh yeah. Did you run the Athens marathon?
It was a Spartan World Championship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because that was my very first marathon.
Was that
And
Athens?
yeah,
So Athens was the
2500.
same weekend that I was out there.
so October.
I was this close to doing it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you run from the town of Marathon to Athens, and you end in the Olympic Stadium.
it's amazing.
Yeah,
I want to do it, but
that was cool. I mean, it was literally like all road. So kind of you're like, is this really the route Philippides took?
well, actually, it's not.
I
Did you
know.
that?
Yeah, I
The
know.
real route is like 155 miles
Oh.
from Sparta to Athens.
Oh.
I know. People don't know, but that's the real story. There's
Right.
there's an actual race that follows the true route,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Is that what Dean Parnassus does?
Yes, he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was still cool though. People like hit you with olive branches for good luck as you're running. They're like swatting you.
I know. I decided I couldn't do it because I can't break my rule of not doing any marathons before I'm 26.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I
Tell me this.
I don't know if I'm not doing any marathons until I'm 26. So on my 26th birthday, I will do, well, I'll do the day after.
So you've never done a marathon?
I've never done a marathon.
Oh, fun!
Yeah. So my birthday when I turn 26 is a Friday, so I'll have to do it the day after.
That's hilarious.
But I'm gonna run a
Okay.
marathon, and then my thought is I would love to do 26 marathons in 26 days.
Oh, cool. Very
I don't
cool.
know. I like doing weird
Yeah.
challenges like that.
That's awesome. That's super cool.
Yeah. Kind of.
Do you know what one you want to do?
I'm kind of looking.
Wait, isn't your birthday like in a week or? No.
It's in a week and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah, September 4th.
I have it on my calendar.
Ah, you do. You're so sweet.
I'm like, what is is this Heidi next week? And I look, I'm like, oh, her birthday.
Yeah. So, yeah, I know. I have some weird, funky goals, but
Cool.
because I always run my age on my birthday, so I was like, I can't run 6 miles.
I used to do that. No. It's a little harder.
A little hard.
When your birthday falls on a Tuesday and you're 43.
Well, you could like wait for 43 minutes.
Well, I could have
do
like
something
planned
else.
ahead and like asked for the day off, you know.
A little ankle biter.
Yeah. I don't know why I kind of stopped doing that, but I used to.
I know. I keep wondering, I'm like, how long am I gonna do this for?
Well, Coop does it.
He still does it?
Yeah.
How old is he now?
He's like 46, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
I know he's a few years
Either
older.
I'll run it or I'll bike it when I'm
Okay.
tired of running it. So.
Yeah. Well, then I think I cheated and I was like, oh, well, I'm just going to do kilometers.
There we go.
Because I lived in Germany and I was like, well, I'm not running miles. I'm going to run kilometers
at this point. Smart. I like it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's definitely more doable.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's funny water.
Ew.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know why that's funny.
Addie, what are you doing?
I know. All right, well, we are coming to an end anyway. Heidi, it was such a pleasure to have you on my pod. You're an amazing human, and I'm really glad that we got to know each other back in April, and I'm just happy that you're in my life.
Thanks.
Thank you for being on my pod.
I love knowing you, Dreama. You're amazing.
Oh, so are you. If you are enjoying the podcast, please share it. Tell others about it, because it's hard to just self-promote. I need others to help me. So thank you all for listening and watching. Bye.
Bye.